This video will show how to simply make a set of custom curtain rods with no changes in diameter using standard off-the-shelf adjustable curtain rods. Adjustable curtain rods are very cheap and they serve the purpose mostly, but they inevitably have two different diameter rods. One diameter goes inside the other diameter. So for example, oftentimes you have two rods, one fits within the other rod, or you may have a center large diameter rod and two small rods that adjustably slide into the large diameter center rod. The problem is that there's a change in diameter between the small and large rod, and the type of curtains you have, such as these, have troubles going over the jump in diameters, the change in diameters. Therefore, the trick is to somehow create a custom length rod with a single diameter. There are a number of posts on YouTube that show using PVC pipe and using wood and painting it, but really I think this is the simplest way of doing it, and it's pretty low cost. So the single adjustable rod that is larger than the diameter that or the length that you need is the way to go, and especially the type that has two larger diameter outer rods with an inner diameter smaller rod is excellent for this purpose. Now the problem is that to get a perfect fit with one diameter, i.e. the smaller diameter rod fits entirely within the two larger diameter rods, means that you have to get exactly the length of the two larger diameter rods such that it fits the window that you want to span. Well, that's never going to happen, or if it does, you're very lucky. So the trick is that you get these large diameter rods somewhat longer than the span that you need when you sum them together, and you use a pipe cutter to trim them to the exact dimension. In that case, then the seam will come at the center support between those. It is important in this job to use a good pipe cutter. The previous pipe cutter I purchased did not work very well and cut a spiral instead of a nice sharp edge. This brand is a very high quality pipe cutter. It's around $35 and much less expensive than the hundreds of dollars that you pay for custom length curtain rods. So the process of cutting the pipe is pretty simple. You open the jaws to let the pipe in, and there you've got a mark where you want to cut it. So you align it with the mark. Then you turn this handle until the cutting blade starts to bite into the metal. And then as you're turning the rod, you progressively tighten so that this blade bites in here. And then in a short amount of time, you've cut a nice clean edge off the pipe. And now we have the finished product. One uniform size rod going all the way from the left to the right. and the curtains just slide so very easily. And that's the completed project.